What's up, everybody, and welcome to Reload and Learn, the educational side of the Paintball Lounge, where we are trying to help y'all to improve your skills and everything. So, this is another lesson. This is, I guess you could say, 1.1, because today we're going to be talking about two different kind of markers: your electronic marker and a mechanical marker. So, we got two different markers that we're going to talk about the difference of them, the beneficials of them, so y'all will understand a little bit bigger concept between mechanical and electronic. But before we do all that, I am very terribly sorry that this episode has not been posted on Wednesday. I had a lot of stuff going on, and so I'm doing this today. So if you want to see this video, it will be released on Patreon today. So if you want a early access to these episodes of Reload and Learn, please subscribe to our Patreon account. It helps us, the Paintball Lounge, and just helping us, not just financially, because but as a community. It also will help us as well as a community, and me posting these videos and everything. And as well as your money, you get what your money is you also get exclusive contents like this, like early access to the Reload and Learn. But if you pay $10, I will personally do a video, like, thank you and everything personally to you, and probably do something else as well. But as well as this, if y'all want these, spit your negativity, I have weather storms far worse shirts. I mean, we're selling these for $25. We might be doing more of these negativity shirts, but that would be another episode of this learning segment about soft goods and everything. But let's go ahead and dive right into the angel question between electronic marker and a mechanical marker. So let's start with a mechanical marker. So your mechanical marker is what everybody, when you're first time playing paintball, is going to be. Is one trigger, one pull, one trigger, one pull. Difference between mechanical markers. There's a lot of difference between, like, which company you're going with. You got like Tipman. You got, of course, Playing Eclipse, which this is the Ether 3M Playing Eclipse. I think you got the Empire. They're mechanical. And you also got mech frames. We'll talk about mech frames when we talk about the electronic sides, because that is kind of like electronic kind of style. So, but let's talk about the true, mechanical frame, which is this mechanical marker. So when you first started playing paintball, this is what you're going to be playing: is mechanical paintball. It's mechanical marker all the time. You got your safety button right here. So if you can see right here on the side of the screen, this thing is not on safety mode. So if you pull the trigger, it's going to actually go through. But if you push this pin right here, push it right there, then it would not pull the trigger, and it won't fire. So when it comes to mechanical markers, some of them, like when you get the rental package on the field, you're not gonna shoot 15 balls. You're not go and everything. No, you're not gonna do that. So it's just one trigger, one pull, one trigger, one pull, one trigger, one pull, one trigger, one pull. You know, but other mechanical markers out there, like this Ether 3M, it comes to a quick release bolt. You could do upgrades. Let's see. This one has a starchy bolt, a new trigger, pop ASA, so you don't have to screw your tank in. You still got to screw your tank in, but just close the ASA and you're ready to go. But regular mechanical markers you have to screw your tank in, and then that's how you go in. Um, when you're screwing your tank on the mechanical markers, make sure you're facing your tank down. Like, you face your tank down and then you screw it so you don't cross thread. Because if you cross thread right here, then you're not gonna have a good time, and you're wasting your money, as well as you're ruining for the next person who rented the gun. There are some markers out there that if you hear, like, like an engine sound, or a if someone say, "Oh, that sounds like a machine gun going off," I'm like, no. What it is that you just got to pull the trigger of your rental package. You just got to pull the trigger, and then so that it will cycle it. Because usually these rental packages or the rental guns will do that. Like I think I think it's something with the air or something like that. I don't know really, but like I said before in the first episode we did this, I am not a professional paintball player. I just been playing the sport for a long time, and this is just me trying to help y'all understand the sport a little bit better and get y'all, if y'all do buy your own equipment, y'all know what to do, as well as when you have a good time on the field, you actually will have a good time on the field. So, like I said, pull, one trigger, one pull. There's no electronics. There is just one trigger, one pull on the gun and everything. Probably on the next video, we'll be going to the field and we'll show you how to hold your gun properly, and know where to shoot when it comes to mechanical. Now, all right, on to the next thing. This is, like I said, this is a 1.1. We're going to put this at 1.1 because it's supposed to be talking about last time, but we didn't have time. So that's why I'm doing a 1.1. But electronic marker. This is a CS3 Planet Eclipse. There's other guns out there. There's Die, there's Empire, there's Lux, the Field One Force, and et cetera, et cetera. There's so many other brands of electronic markers. But what's the difference between electronic and mechanical? Well, it says in the packaging, electronics. This has your like electronics, like a OLED screen. If you can, it will come on. Yep. You got your OLED screen here. LED light. Some of them will have on the right here on the grip. I think the Empire, they have theirs on the grip. But most of them are gonna be here. Some of them are here on the right on top. I think the Lux Idol has it on top of here, and some of them has down here I think it's the Die M3 Plus that has it right here. The difference is that these guns you can program using your manual, of course. You can shoot these guns like 15 balls per second, but the actual shooting rate that you have to shoot is 10 balls per second, because you shoot 15 balls per second, then no one's gonna be wanting to play with you, and you're just sitting on the bench, or you're most likely not gonna be playing on the fields ever again, and no one's having fun. You're not having fun, and you're wasting your money if you're not going out there to have fun. So keep your gun always 10 balls, 0.2 or 10.5 per second. Don't go any higher than that. Another thing is that these electronic markers, they have, batteries. That's what we're going to say. Batteries, they have batteries. That's what powers it on. Some of them have, most of them we like to use is like double A's because, they're convenient. But there's a lot of them that has, 9-volt batteries. And I'm not particularly a fan of the 9-volt because they're more expensive. And I feel like double A's are a little bit more, you can get them anywhere, and they're a little bit more cheaper and more convenient. So another thing is that, you can also, they also say this, oh, you have a double trigger, you have a machine gun, I'm going to state this out. This is not a machine gun. It's not a machine gun, because there's some guns that will shoot full auto, but mostly we use shooting rampant, which is basically when you pull 1, 2, 3, and then it goes shoots automatically, like 3 ball, like we're just pulling the trigger like this, and it's shooting like, 3 balls like burst mode or anything like that. They're not machine guns. And another thing is this. I know some of y'all are Fortnite and all that. Do not call this a mythic gun. I swear. This is not a mythic gun. This is just an electronic marker. Okay? And there are some electronic markers out there that has the electronic mechanical frame where you can just, pull the trigger and everything. But that's just the difference between mechanical and electronic, is that electronic is wiring, is all wiring, and you have you can shoot faster and stuff like that. But similarities, all guns, whether it's mechanical or electronic, has some similarities to the paintball industry. One, they have bolts. They always have bolts to shoot the paint out. So it doesn't matter which bolt do you have. Give me a minute. There we go. See, all markers has bolts. Every marker have a bolt. No matter what, they always have a bolt. That's how the ball is going to push out. That's how the bolt how it works. So, like in the first video, every time you get a new marker, you raise your manual. Learn where the battery's at. Usually the batteries for electronics are in here, in the grip right here, or they're in here, and they usually pull straight out, and your battery compartment will be right there. Mechanicals, they don't. They're just, put the bolt in, read your bolt, lube it up, change the O-rings, and you just push the tab and start firing. Not a common thing that these have ASAs. So ASA is basically two screws right here. I think all of them are like that with the two screws on the bottom. I don't know which one that doesn't, but you have two screws down here. Unscrew it, pull out the ASA, read your manual, so you know which O-ring it is, so you don't mess up and everything. Always check your ASA. Always service your wet gun. I'm going to say this very specifically. Always service your gun. And if any time you hear it like shh, shh, that means your O-ring has busted. O-ring has busted, check your manual. Look up your manual, see which O-ring it is. Every gun, every marker that you buy, which is whether it's mechanical or electronic, will have O-rings, have a spare kit. So you go into your spare kit, you find that O-ring it's ruined, change it out, re-lube it, and then you're back on the field. Shooting people, kicking ass, taking names. Drank a cold beer, 4 beers, 3 beers, 5 beers. But the thing about it, that people saying this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this the most respectfully, it is this. The gun doesn't make the player. The marker does not make the player. I can tell you straight up of how many times I was shooting with this electronic marker and I got nicked by a mechanical, and it was a rental one. So the marker doesn't make the player or how good the player is. It's the experience. It's the experience behind the marker that makes the player. So when you ever have an electronic marker, don't think because, I got an electronic marker, I can shoot like 10 balls per second. And you're shooting like this. You're going like this. But guess what? Where you're shooting at? If you're like this and you're shooting balls everywhere, you're shooting on team play that you're shooting 10 balls per second. The marker doesn't make the player. The player makes the marker. The player is the one, the experience and everything, the practice. That makes the player. Let's see, we talk about. Another thing is this. Electronic markers are more expensive than mechanical markers because, like I said, mechanical is just mechanical. Another thing that there's another thing. I forgot about this, and it's more important. Each marker has a solenoid. What a solenoid is. Basically, if you want to put it out, the solenoid is kind of like, it's like the solenoid is most important in the paintball industry because of the fact that if you bust a solenoid, you gotta bring it to your service tech or something and repair the solenoid. It's kind of like the major part of every single marker. So I'm not going into too detail about solenoids and everything because it's not my forte. Um, but if you know how to fix a solenoid when it comes to electronic or mechanical, great, good job, good for you. But I highly recommend to take your marker, and marker means guns, by the way. If y'all hear me, keep hearing that it means guns. Take your marker, bring it to your shop, bring it to your paintball shop locally, and let them fix it. Even though it's going to charge y'all, but here's the thing: they are certified. They are knowing what they're doing. So they know what's going on with your marker, and they fix it and put you back on the field to where you have a great time, and you're playing and you're making memories and all that sort of fun things. So, but like I said, this video is a short video talking about between the mechanical and electronic markers. Okay, just so y'all understand, because I get this all the time. When y'all see someone with an electronic marker, do not be intimidated. Yes, they can program to be on rampant, but most guys, I will say that. I would say most guys will put their marker on semi, so all they're doing is just one trigger, one trigger, one trigger, one trigger, one trigger. And they doing like this, that's because they have a double trigger and they can go that fast. Okay? But don't be intimidated because, like I just said, I got shot a couple times with a mechanical marker, and sometimes it was a rental package. So it does not matter. Do not be intimidated. Really, do not be intimidated. Okay, you're coming out there, you're having fun, you pay the money to go out there and have a great time. So don't let this intimidate you from having a good time. Um, like I said, price wise, this is more expensive. Electron markers are more expensive than mechanical because, electronics, batteries, all that sort of things. Mechanical is just one trigger, one pull. Another thing that I want to talk about. Oh, okay. So another thing I want to talk about is this. Um, like I said, this video and this segment of Reload and Learn is to help y'all, the rentals or rec ballers or weekend warriors, to elevate your game in a way that when you go play on Saturday or Sunday, you know what you're doing, you know how to shoot properly, and you're having a great time. But if you want to elevate your game a little bit more and go into the tournament side, the competitive side, highly recommend watching How to Play Paintball. Greg, he's a great teacher. I've done an interview with him on the Paintball Lounge. Really amazing guy. And there's also BKI Sports or I think BKI School or some PKI Paintball. I think that's what it's called. You do pay a fee over there, but I highly recommend y'all going with How to Play Paintball on Greg's. He would teach you how to snap shoot. He would teach you the fundamentals of playing tournament paintball. But this channel, this segment of Reload and Learn is to help y'all on the rec ball field so y'all can be ready for that tournament level if you decide to. So, but I feel like that's all we have to talk about today because, I just want to do like a 1.1 video between the mechanical and electronic because the next video that we're going to do is us being on the field. We're going to be on the field, on a rec ball field, and I'm going to show y'all what's the proper way to, one, hold your gun, and two, how to make sure when you're holding your gun, you actually it's way more comfortable, and show you how to shoot accurately. And what I mean by accurately, we're going to show y'all step by step of what to do and what not to do. So hopefully y'all will see that video very soon. But I've been your host, Zachary, and this has been the Reload and Learn. And I hope y'all have a good day and play some paintball. And I'll see y'all in the next episode.